New, beautiful concept sale out right now. It is the Mercury Star Runner, currently selling for $200 cash or $225 with store credit. I know you melted something to buy this, didn't you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. On sale right now, new concept. It is the Mercury Star Runner for $225 with store credit. There also comes the Smuggler Pack Warband and the Smuggler Pack itself for $530. What you get in the Smuggler Pack will be the Crusader Mercury Star Runner, the Terrapin, the 125A, the Anvil Hawk, all with 6-month insurance. That is if you're using store credit, which is not too shabby. That is a nice pack for people interested in this line of work. So what is data running? What does this ship do? Let's jump to the very, very, very pretty brochure which they just put out. You know, CIG does such a great job at selling internet spaceships. In the future, when your kids go to business school, there will be an entire chapter talking about selling internet spaceships, and it's going to be about CIG. So here we have our first look at the front end, the business end of what is the Mercury Star Runner. And you'll notice it is asymmetrical. This seems to be, I guess, your telecommunications or some kind of satellite dish. Now, I thought that this area here would be some sort of scanning array, front-facing array, and it turns out it's not, surprisingly. You know what, let's scroll down to we'll come back to the pretty pictures in a second, but let's scroll down to the internals of the ship. Now, this surprised me. Here we have the cockpit, pilot, co-pilot, very cool. This is the area here, which I thought would be the scanner room, but it is not. It is a habitation area, and the scanner room is behind it. Surprising. Recreation room over there. And here we have these data storage pods, I guess servers, if you will. Will these servers be able to run Star Citizen in the game Star Citizen at a decent frame rate? That is the meta question of the day. But this is where the money-making part of the ship will be. The ship is a data runner. You want to collect the data. It's got to be stored somewhere, much like with physical cargo, of which there is 96 cargo units in the back over here, which is decent. Keep in mind, the ship is not built to carry physical cargo. This ship is built to carry data. So I'm going to guess this is going to be the biggest data runner available, because the ships have to be pretty fast. I don't think they're going to get any bigger than this. So when you're collecting the data, it's going to go into those servers, and you have to take it to another spot to drop it off, much like you do to physical cargo. Data running as a mission itself is something we don't have in the game yet, but essentially I see it being as sort of a fetch mission, and that it'll send you to a satellite array, or it's going to send you to a certain spot in space and say, wait here, there's going to be a communications, intercept it, download it, take it to some other area, offload it. And more often than not, I'm guessing there's going to be a danger aspect to it, which is why the Mercury is heavily armored and has to be fast also. The Herald, being the smaller data runner, is an extremely fast ship. You're going to be relying on speed to get out of trouble. With this ship being bigger, you'll be relying not only on speed, but also on your armor to make you more survivable in the game. So data running is something which I find very interesting, a gameplay aspect I'm really looking forward to. But let's take a close look at the ship itself. First of all, doesn't this remind you of the ship from Mass Effect? Beautiful. Just squash it down. It is very, very sexy. Look at the details on the engines over there. Beautiful shot. And the cockpit. No struts. Thank you. Thank you, CIG. Cockpit designers. Lack of struts, but not only lack of struts, you can see down below and you can see your guns. Amazing. Finally, they're listening to us. There's always someone complaining about the struts on these ships, and I'm glad to see them actually produce something with less struts. Very pretty. So this picture here is something which struck me when I first saw it as fascinating, because it gave us the first look at to how massive this ship actually is. There's a little guy over there carrying some cargo out. This thing is huge. In fact, a couple of pictures down, we'll see it compared to the Hercules. I never expected a data runner to need to be this large, but there it is. So you can have your fair share of physical cargo and data. So this thing is very much a blockade runner. Fast, heavily armored, with a decent amount of cargo. I'm thinking about what I can melt in my hangar to get that, but I just can't find it. And here we have a closer look at the actual, the heart of the ship, the computers or the servers where you store the data. Again, I think it's going to need some liquid cooling to run Star Citizen at a decent frame rate on those, but very sexy. And here we have the top-down picture of it. Notice the asymmetry. Now, following the center line from the middle engine, it's actually symmetrical, except this area here is just missing that piece over there, which is a great way to create an asymmetrical ship, in my opinion. They pulled it off. Why is this area here not the array section? I'm waiting for that question to be answered. And here it is compared to its larger brother. Very surprising to see how big they made it. And for $200, not bad. Isn't it funny how we look at a ship and say $200 isn't bad? You know, like I said earlier, CIG has done a wonderful job at marketing internet spaceships, because I would never spend more than $50 on a game in the past. But now I feel justified spending something like $200 for a game, for a ship that does something which doesn't exist in the game yet. What's that? Okay, that takes you to the top turret most likely. But overall, I'm a big fan of what they've done design-wise. This really speaks to me, taking a look at what hardware this thing is running. Medium jump drives, medium quantum drive, a good amount of thrusters. I mean, it's not going to be the most maneuverable ship because it is large. As far as missiles, 2 times S2 missiles, 2 times S1, 2 times S3 hardpoints, 1 times size 2 repeaters, and 2 man turrets, which can you replace those with fixed? Hopefully, but decently armored, not the most heavily armored thing weaponized in the game, but enough to get you into trouble. So if you're going into combat, you're not going to be dishing out the most damage, but you will most likely be able to take care of yourself in a fight. Overall, very, very sexy. I do like it. I'm just looking at the list of ships in my hangar, wondering what the hell I can possibly melt to get this in there. If not, I'll just wait and get it in-game as you can with any other ship. Everything will be available in-game. So let me know, what did you melt to buy this? You know the drill. Thumbs up, comments below. See you in the next one.